Affinity Xtra, be extra.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? I am Blue, this is Roger. Welcome to 7 Sharp. And again, our second episode this season, outdoors. We are taking well advantage of the summers. And again, thank you for the feedback from the last show. We will be doing a show on reviewing that one as well. But today, we're going to be talking about something. First of all, I am I wouldn't say I'm a junkie, I'm a TikTok lover, I got to say. Yeah, I am a TikTok lover.
I ain't even got into that, bro.
And I think the reason it's so good, I think some people misunderstand it. A lot of kids go on there and do these stripping dances and stuff like that. But there are some kind of good videos out there where people are putting some real good positive messages.
Okay.
I think it's a site where at the moment it's tapped into where people can kind of share their views and opinions without people locking it down so quickly. Whereas other platforms like Facebook and Insta, I think it's kind of a bit more difficult to put content up there if they disapprove and take it down.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So you can talk about your real feelings about, you know, more tougher issues, subjects, where about Christianity and non-Christian things, more on TikTok.
Completely.
Yeah.
I think the beauty I've seen on TikTok is there's both sides of the line in terms of there's a for and against, and then there's also in the middle. And I think I like that because actually you can take your respected views from there. So quite often there's a few videos I've seen on there where there's people questioning church doctrines who are from churches themselves and saying actually put the content back into where it's supposed to be. So I enjoy videos like that. But my main one that I love is relationship videos, self-help videos, and men identity videos. And I'm not talking men identity videos in terms of I identify as anything. It's more of, as a man, born as a man, raised as a man, living as a man, what is our responsibilities in society and in relationships, but also what's our responsibility as a black man. And this is where I came across this current video we're going to look at now, where a guy was talking, am I saying too much?
Just play the thing.
Play the thing. So here's a video that I found recently on TikTok, which I thought was amazing.
Am I the a-hole for divorcing my wife 2 years after she was assaulted? I, 25-year-old male, have been married to Amber, 25 female, for the last 5 years. For the first 2 years of our marriage, it was absolutely amazing. We did everything together. We worked. I took care of the bills. She took care of the household. We pretty much had the perfect life until she got on social media and started to learn about hot girl summer and all this hot girl stuff. I didn't understand the appeal of it, but she wanted to go out and party more, go out and drink, and I didn't want to do it with her. Because she had friends, she started to develop more girl nights and have a lot of more fun with her single friends. I was letting her know, hey, you're married. And she was like, well, I can have fun, I can live my life, I'm still young, and these are the best years I have. And I said, okay. 6 months after that conversation, her friend group started to include more guys. And I had some calls about this and was like, you know, maybe I should start going with you because this could end up being a dangerous situation. And she said, no, you don't like that type of stuff, and these guys are cool anyway. And I was like, okay, but like this seems like a bad situation. So one night I was feeling really sick and she was about to head out and I was like, hey babe, can you just stay with me for the night? I feel like something bad's gonna happen. I really want you to spend some time with me and just sleep with me, watch some movies and eat some ice cream. She said no, her friends were asking her come out, and everything was going to be fine. And for the life of me, I said no. And I started a hard argument. And I was like, if you leave this house, I will be extremely disappointed and I will be extremely hurt. And she said, is that an ultimatum? Because we can just end this relationship now. And that right there brought me to tears because I didn't think we were like that. I didn't think that was something that was going to happen between us. And as she was walking out the door, I just knew something was going to happen. Lo and behold, something bad did happen. And it was way worse than I thought. The individual that did the action against her ended up getting a long time in prison, and everything came out that he did it not to just her, multiple people. It was an absolute tragedy, and we went to therapy and talked through this. Well, that was 2 years ago, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't touched her since that night. The reason is, about a week after the incident, there was a lot of trauma that was going on with her, but I had asked her, hey, is it cool if you get tested? And she said, I haven't been with anybody but you, and then I had to remind her again, which led her down a horrible rabbit hole. Lo and behold, yeah, she had got something. from old buddy, and it was not something you can just get rid of. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't want it. So for the past 2 years, I've just been emotional support for her, and not really inside of an intimate relationship with my wife. I don't want to live like this, and I know this is something that she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life, but like, I shouldn't have to. So I'm really thinking about getting a divorce because...
Okay.
There we have it.
All right.
So, first of all, if you're offended by the A whole word that he said, that's an American term for it. He's just stupid. Well, what's your thoughts on that, bro? Chili divorcer?
There's a number of points, bro.
There's loads.
A number of points, man. And I think, where do you start? You're starting straight away, social media, the influences. So let's start from the beginning. Social media influence.
Yeah, man.
And how it changes you.
Completely.
You're saying you talked about the positive things about TikTok. Yeah. And look at the negative side of things.
Completely.
And so it's not just, and it's TV as well. So it's allowing us to be defined by external platforms. But
then the sad thing about it was, as he said, she started going on social media, but she started associating and hanging out with people that were, I don't want to say in her lane, but in her circumstance. Like, she was hanging out with single women, and single women are trying to be like her in some degree. Okay. So they're looking for relationships, I would have thought, which is why some of these guys are about in some of these social media groups with the ladies, because so I'm guessing some of them want to achieve to be in some kind of relationship.
Oh yeah, guys, I think the biggest, sometimes the arrogance of somebody when they're in a relationship is that, they got control over everything, the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think, oh yeah, I got this, because I got you unlocked, I got this the whole world unlocked.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, hold on a second, man's are vultures out here, you know what I'm saying? And women as well, apparently so. So I think there's a bit of arrogance again, and I think that I would say to people, don't be. I find that we fail ourselves is when we're so arrogant in our ability to face temptation, and we can get through it. And my biggest thing that a survival mechanism I use is, as remember that song "Temptation Heating." Yeah. You just don't entertain it, bro. You know what I mean? You don't put yourself in places where you're gonna be there. So she went out, going to places where out there. You know what I mean? Just because of influenced by social media. That's the thing that I pick up from it first.
But I think 3 versions of me kicked out when I watched this. There was the relationship coach me, the comedian me, and the roadman me that came out where it was bro.
Road, yeah.
First of all,
go.
And this is the roadman. You think you're letting my missus go into a social group with a bag of single man, when you know what men are about, who are single, like the identity. For me, here's how I look at it. If your missus is in a group with a bunch of other girls who are single, and she's married, and all the other guys are single, and we're in this WhatsApp group, or whatever group we're in, that identifies to me is she's on it. She's not happy in a relationship, she's about something else.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah. So therefore, I'm gonna look in and thinking, okay, cool, I think she's married because it was probably the right situation at the time, but there's still an opportunity to kind of get in there because and some guys get off and enjoy wanting to go for married women. Some women weren't happy to go for married men. So some guys might be like, oh, okay, cool, she's on it. And I think her behavior would show that as well. Like the very fact, and this is where the sad fact he's got to ask, do we think he's sad for wanting a divorce? When she gave an ultimatum to him to say, we can end this relationship right now because he's saying, start with me and I'm sick. And she's like, well, you know what, we can done now then? Like, we can go over?
Nah, that's cold. That was straight out.
That's cold?
That is straight out hood cold. That's called white for my mum.
Yeah.
I mean, you just change a lot, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He says, oh yeah, you think we're done? Yo, there's the clothes, man.
Yeah, man.
We're done now. Nah, that was wicked.
Yeah.
That was actually cold-hearted. And the thing is, and this is another point here. I think men get such a bad press when it comes to relationships.
Completely.
You know what I'm saying? And I think this exposes how wicked women can be.
Completely. I think I like to call them toxic, because that is a level of toxicity where you can actually be. How many years have we done it? What, a decade of married?
It's sick, you know.
When
you're feeling off, and you're not right, and you just get left. That's why man's call for their mum, you know.
Yeah.
When you didn't lick me, mommy. You call for your mum.
But then you get blazed for that though. Mommy's boy, be like, yeah,
I
nah,
don't care.
That's because I'm sick and she reach round, man.
Mum, you scream out for mum's sleep. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's, you know, I remember when I watched World War I films and stuff, watch all of them, and I remember when they showed Battle of Psalm.
Oh yeah.
Start the song, and when they shut up the whole place, the Germans did, it was bawling, crying for their mum.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like mum, this man's just dying, calling out for the mum, got out of the mum. You know what I mean?
It's that nurturing, it's that protection.
Yeah. But the thing is, end of the day, so she was cold, she was wrong.
She was wrong, man.
And I think there's a culture now where that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit, because what happens now, she's been made toxic because of other experiences that's been put onto her through social media. That's the influence of social media.
Yeah. But I think she's a grown woman with the ability to think for herself, and she allowed that to happen. Like they're in their 20s, you've been married for a little bit, so I'm guessing everything's been cool. You ain't got no kids, so there's no big responsibilities, I'm guessing, but you want to go and live a lifestyle of partying and looking like something you've walked away from. And as a result of that, you're now going to destroy your relationship. Like now the guy's walking away purely because he's thinking, one, she's had something, I can only assume she got it from a previous relationship before them, because it doesn't state that she got something in the time she was kind of like partying. At first when I watched it, I thought she caught something by cheating. But I'm guessing that she's probably caught something way before.
Because something that he could be, you know what I mean? And it sounds like it was something really bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that, we mock sexual health classes. We mock them.
Yeah.
We really mock them. We don't do that in church.
Nah.
Because we can't promote. But I think people need to realise what diseases you can get if you get take fast out there.
Yo.
Because there's some ones where, listen guys, I'm not even clued up, man, but all I know is say, I'm not even going to entertain it, man. But the thing is, I do think that people think that the blood of Jesus is going to cover them through everything. And
it's that naivety, isn't it? Like, I remember being told when I was younger is there's consequences to all your actions.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to put yourself out there, and it's funny because we just had the conversation before we came on air, there's consequences before action. So if she's caught something in a previous life where you wasn't protecting yourself and looking after yourself, that now impacts her current relationship now. So you got enough people out there, so you got people out there like partying and thinking it's all good and all gravy, get married, settle down, and those things, them chickens come home to roost, man. And now you got to deal with it. Now that's slap for some people because there's a little bit of naivety back in the days, but I think on this video, and I'm guessing if there's some people in his similar situation, like, I don't know how much they're having a conversation, but he said himself, he's there as a support mechanism for us. It don't sound like there's no relationship, but that happens to quite a lot of people, where you think you're in a marriage and it's like, are we really together, or are you just here to support me going through some life?
And the thing is, like, we're looking for this, and I totally hear you, but then let's look at our grandparents' generation.
Oh.
Yeah? There's bare them sort of things going on, and they still stay together, and no matter, they're committed. You know what I mean?
I don't know if they're committed though, you know.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, it depends which grandparent.
Yeah, because you've seen it when you go to some funerals, and you think to yourself, you're the only, like, that person was the only child for that family, and then you're like, oh, they've got brothers, sisters, and another family.
Yeah. You know, they're doing some dumb play.
That's some big things, man.
There is some dumb play, but I feel that, you know, they second thought. I feel now it's all about this perfect Before they would watch, not Mary Poppins, but they watch them little Disney programs. They go, oh, ain't that cute?
Yeah.
But that ain't life.
Yeah.
These days,
fairy tale, man.
But these people watch these programs on TV and think, yo, and let's be real, like, we're on the life of what do you call it, Love Island? Love Island. So I don't know if that's, imagine if you watch one, I don't even watch it, bro. But
I can't watch it, and I was told from a preacher said Christians shouldn't be watching that strippiness.
Is it?
Well, they reckon they consider it to be light-hearted porn, which I can see why. But it also gives a false doctrine to some degree of what a relationship's built upon. So they're saying if you're a church person, then you shouldn't be sitting down there watching people laughing at them for stupid decisions, because if that was a family member, would you want the same kind of like eyes on them?
I don't know what goes on there, but all I know to say is that the world stops full of violence.
Oh man, that's, you know what it is? I think there was something, what else was there something I was talking about the other day that seems to be getting big again now? Naked attraction, where you find your partner based on their body appearance. And
Once again, is that back on?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. You know what?
No. I remember when that came out, bro, and it's working with young people.
Yeah.
What people don't realize, 14, 13-year-olds watch that. Bro,
yeah, man.
Bro.
No watershed time.
Bro, and they watch it with a cigar, like, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, hold on a second. Yo, this is, man, these kids are getting damaged before
Yeah.
they get it. So when people, I don't know.
But being trained,
being
trained to kind of like go for a particular person that looks a particular way, and then when you're in a relationship and you got the looks but there's no brain behind it and there's no sense behind it because you married a clown, you're like, yo, this ain't gonna work, and then you practicing divorce, man. So now you got more people added to the pool of divorces because of this. I mean, like we talked earlier, and it might be something we look at later on down the line, but for those that are not aware, like Tyrese is also officially divorced now, so I'm sure some women will be happy about that bold-headed, looking chocolate brother. You can't say bold anymore, can you? It's offensive, isn't it?
Bold, is it?
I find if you say call someone bold, it's offensive, but I don't care.
So what do you call it? Slap.
Clean?
What is it? What is it, man?
I can't remember the correct term for it now. I have to check. We're going to do some research, but apparently in England anyway, if you call someone bold, it's offensive. But that's not the point. Tyrese is back on the pool for so many ladies. So if your wife was a Tyrese fan, then watch out. Don't make her go watch no Fast and Stupid.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Like, how come watch it?
I just want to see the cars. You're too damn light. Sit down there. We're going to the cinema to watch 10 Commandments. Watch that instead.
Ludicrous and Tyrese. I mean.
But yeah, man, but he just broke up as well. Similar situation, well, not even similar. Like, she's walked out on him after 5 years of marriage, didn't give a reason to why, and his reason for it now is telling the world he doesn't really feel that she loved him. But then, again, these are now two men that are divorced, and it's women. I'd flip it around, had that been guys doing this, then would it be more justifiable? So people would be like, well, that's what guys do. They go out and party and they chill and they drink and they do stupidness and get in trouble. And if Tyrese walked away from his wife with no explanation, people might be like, I reckon he cheated, which is probably why the relationship didn't work out.
But it comes out in 2 years' time, 3 years' time with a fresh model.
Yeah.
10 years younger, 5 years
yeah,
younger.
Man.
And I think that is, and let's be honest, man. I see a lot. There's a period of over the past, I would say, 10 years, looked at people that got married just before me, just after me, and there's been a load of separations and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah? And it's like the guys my age, just within 2-3 years with somebody else, younger model, even looking to go the public one of Dietrich Haddon, what I mean? Like, if you look at Dietrich Haddon, you know what I mean, divorced wife and come through some fresh and you're like, hold on a second, what's going on? And you think to yourself, like, when you're trying to fight and there's guys out there that's fighting for the relationships, you think to yourself, like, going, okay, what can I, this is hard out here because trends are going against me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the worst thing is, it's not even trend. It's not even. We're not talking about things outside the church. We're saying what's happening
in church. Completely.
When you come out of a culture where divorce was not even frowned upon, it was just not the done thing at all. You've got to be bad.
And you know what? We did a show on this, and guys, please scroll back through previous shows where we did no-fault divorces, where we talked on this one, and what I like to call the pandemic that was going to come out of that, where people can just jump out of a marriage because they've had enough. And I think it's going there. I think people nowadays don't want to take accountability for their relationship, and so the easiest thing to get out of things now is marriage. It costs a heck of a lot of money. And I think people don't even realise the cost implications of it. Like, when I've had people come to me talking about they're getting married, I've probably been one of the only people that I've asked them, why do you want to get married? And they're like, because I love her and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, mate, that's gonna fade. Like, love's an emotion. Like, especially at the beginning, especially when you're Christian as well, and you can't do nothing. Of course you love her because it's exciting. But 2-3 years into that relationship, when it's real, and you got serious issues going on, shopping, bills.
Yeah, things fail, lose job, everything. Because, you know, sometimes everyone thinks these things don't affect them, but it's like, you know, your jobs, you know, they come and go.
Security, man.
You know what I'm saying? They come and go, man. And it's like, you think to yourself, wow, like, yeah, this is gonna be tough, man.
Yeah, completely.
Tough, crazy, man, crazy. And I think, you know, obviously when we talk from we can definitely talk as a man perspective. It's like, for me, it's a case of, you can't talk. Again, goes back to, can you talk?
Yeah.
You can't talk that, like my guy said it in TikTok, that's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah.
Man's brazy, like saying that, and he's gonna, you know, and I'm like, yo, bro, some men will see that as a weakness, man. A lot of men will be like, you get that, come out the house, you soft. You know what I'm saying? So you don't really talk about these things. So again, we suffer in silence. And
you know what I mean? Because I put, like, and I'm glad you said that. Like, I put it to myself, like, if that was my situation. So my missus started to go on social media, hanging out with more single ladies, where guys are getting involved into the kind of like WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. Where would I stand? I think personally, I would have cut it off a lot sooner. And I'm not saying I have control where I'm like some Ike Turner telling my missus you ain't doing these things, but a serious conversation would have happened. But straight away, man.
Let's be real. Like, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but they now, 50 years ago, they might listen to you. Nowadays, they're not listening to you. And even if they are, they smile now and bring out their trap phone and then start washing up. Like.
And you know what? And this is where you get some muddy waters, though.
So you can't, you know, and it's not justifying. Man would just say, yo, come off and get things to book the phone.
All day.
I'll book the phone for you, but that vulgar element of control, you know. But we can't. We're not doing that now. We should be wiser now. We should know better now. But the problem is, what we're getting back is, you can't do nothing to me, so I'm gonna do what I want.
And I think that's the failings of a relationship right there, man. If it comes to that situation where.
But if she's influenced by social media, that's the way she will be going.
But I think and
social media is right now the majority.
Yeah, it's the biggest thing.
You'll say so.
That is the biggest thing.
I'm making it awkward. But
I love these things, man. Like, this is the conversations we need to be having. Like, I remember a friend of mine asked me one time, should partners monitor each other's social media? And I was like, yo, first of all, my missus can get onto my phone and see my social media, so
that's fine.
I got nothing to hide. Like, if you want to go and look. You could probably look and say, why did you like that picture? Because I like the picture. But I'm very careful what picture I will like, because I'm not trying to get myself in no trouble. But if I'm seeing my missus constantly, like, if there's a portion of time where your social media...
She's on your Facebook answering a message.
Nah, you need to come off this. Like, who is this? Asking it. Don't go on my social media to find out. But in his circumstance, though, she was on socials and linking up with people on the base of that as well. So pictures and texts and stuff like that, man. I would have been cutting that from the time. Like, listen, I'm concerned how often you're going on these things. So actually, we need to have a conversation. And the fact that she's throwing an ultimatum in there would be a conversation of, all right, cool. Then I think we need to question the length and the direction of this marriage, because actually the plan isn't for us to divorce, but you've kind of put yourself in a situation where you're actively making yourself single because you're hanging with that environment. So therefore, I'm guessing that's where you want to be. And I think also, and this is where the roadman came in as well, I think it was selfish of her to keep him on as social support, because she messed up, man. Now, I know you should say in a relationship, you should be like, you know, it's health and sick and health and all the rest of that stuff. But you've put yourself in a situation where you've been attacked after being warned and living a lifestyle. So should the blame not be going on her by saying, but you knew and you were warned about situations like this and you still actively put yourself in there?
But, you know, when it comes to, I think women feel like they almost come into the situation with a moralistic advantage going into it. So I feel like whatever I do is not as bad as mankind, you know what I mean? So you almost feel like I can take liberties and you have to leave, where everywhere around. We got our stuff cut up on the front lawn. You know what I'm saying? And the key lock change, and all the males in her family are waiting for you outside. You know what I mean? So that's all justifiable. But it's going back to the guy's scenario of looking to divorce. And let's be real. Biblically, if she did go outside while she's partying with her friends, he's got every right to leave, and that's just my person. I'm not saying he has to press that button.
Yeah, but he has the option to.
But he has the option to.
Yeah.
And that's the and people always bring out the other cases of abuse and this. I'm like this, yo. It's like a bit like abortion. I don't agree with abortion, but don't just raise up the situation about somebody being raped.
Yeah.
Like it's the common thing. It's not the common thing.
Yeah.
It's a very small chance. It
Completely.
does happen.
Yeah, it does.
But it's a small minority, so we've got to be careful. We don't focus on the extremity.
Yeah.
And not focus on the majority.
That's so true.
You know, so for me, as a dude, it's tough right here, and and being in spaces where, like you said, there's a roadside where a man will go, listen, I'm going to get my things somewhere else, or I'm going to do something else. They have that perspective. But when you're looking into Christian circles where we're looking for the best of the person, we're looking for the relationship, we're fighting for it, we can spend years trying to fight for something that will never come our way. How do we sustain ourselves in that period? How do we, and everyone's looking at physically, but just in general, you know, because, you know, sometimes, you know, things are not over, not 20 days or 40 days fixed. Some things are 5 years, 2 years.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a tough thing. It's a tough thing. And that may be why people go through people so much, because they're not prepared for anything more than 2 weeks fix.
But that just shows they ain't fixed themselves. And that's why I said there's 3 people that looked in it: the roadside, the comedian self, and the church mate.
Oh, the comedian self looking at it.
So the comedian self was laughing, like thinking, like, my man,
Right.
yeah, that was what he must feel. And that's wrong, that's the comedian side of me. But the other comedian side of me laughed, was like, you just told your missus, I don't think you were sick, because you're telling your missus you don't feel well, you're not sure you're gonna make it, stay with me and have ice cream and watch films. Boy, if you're about to die, who wants to eat dairy products?
Call 991.
That's too damn light, yeah.
911 right now, I'm feeling off.
He was like, nah.
Call the insurance.
I'm scared.
Make sure I'm covered. Just send me in there for something. You know what I mean?
The comedian side of me was like, he's been checking her phone, and he's been seeing some messages, and he's come up with some elaborate plan of, if I can entice her with some ice cream and some cornetto and some TV.
Yeah. He's going to press the button and see how she responds. And I don't blame him, because I do think that's the right smart thing as well. You know what I'm saying?
He played himself though.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and she showed him her card.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So at times, you know, and again, I'm talking about things I've seen what men do. I've seen one where a man follow her all the way, and I know men have done it in my life. That I know have followed the missus to the yard where she's going to, where she shouldn't be at.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just to see where she's doing.
Yeah, who you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, I know one man who kind of lost it, and I know one man who didn't lose it. So he just lost it in the end.
Lost it, man. I do get it. Street fighter today, innit?
Yo, man, I just do a Batman thing, you get me? Man, man, we just see the money. But nothing going. You get some techniques on it, man. So, but now I think, like, and I wouldn't say for them not to do that, because you want to get the facts. You know what I mean? Because she's lying.
But you know what though, and that's the third me.
I'm just thinking, yo, sorry guys, we're putting out some stuff, like we're going, what?
Through it all out.
About, man?
How much people did that man have inside of him? No, you know what? Because you have to look at different perspectives in it, and I do that quite often.
I think women need to hear what men think and how we think, because at the end of the day, still, we've already, you know, visualized. From the way we've been groomed and how and our effects are in what we would do.
And you know what? I've said this to my missus before. We've had conversations before, because we were like, do you think? Well, me and my missus will have conversations sometimes like, do you think it's all right to have female friends and male friends and blah blah blah? And we're cool, we're open, we're talking these kind of things. And I'm always like, I think you can have male friends if they respect our marriage and respect me.
Yeah.
The same as if a woman respects you and our marriage and our family, then hopefully that should be a barrier there where there's no stepping. Now, and you can find that out by, if they say stuff where you're thinking to yourself, nah, you can't be doing that. Like if a guy's like commenting on, if my wife's male friend's like, your bum looks big in what you're wearing. Well, nah, that's goodbye. You can't have that. Like that's broken.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking it, and that he can stay there.
Yeah.
But to say it, that's the straight break. So for me, I would say to my missus, nah, I don't think you should have a friend like that.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to cause an issue for us because guys know how guys think. Same way women would say than how women think. I know what guys think like, and some guys are like opportunists. Some guys are where, especially if they're single, some of them might be like, if the opportunity comes through, then I'm interested to see how far this rabbit hole goes. Doesn't mean it's going to be a sexual thing, but it could be a romanticizing conversation of, yeah, man, that's cool. What if I was your man? Stuff like that.
And the thing is, it's like, and this is the problem, when you talk to people, you talk in confidence with people about these situations. It's like you go into them asking, what do I do? Yeah. And I suppose you've had when people come to you, what do I do? I know there's the evidence. Do I put this on Facebook? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what
Put on your dirty linen and what's the name? Socials.
That happens,
I hate when I see it though.
You hate it?
I hate when I see that because it's like, I get it, it's a cry for help, I think. But the fact that you're putting your... Nah, you know what, in my head, like, the fact you've got to write your stuff on social media and an environment where people feel entitled to give their opinion, whether right, wrong, or outrageous.
Yeah, no. It's especially got pick me as well, man.
Yeah, man.
It's like evidence for the rest of your life out there.
And that's not going nowhere. And then people will come and have that conversation, or you're the whisper of the town of, they put their thing up on socials and they're struggling. They are. You're like, well, what do you put there?
But again, it's a cry for help, and it shows you that.
Help is needed.
Yeah, help is, but I understand why they do it. Yeah. Because no one's listening. They there's never been given an avenue to communicate. It's like when I seen the guy follow the missus and he got the video out and he recorded. He went in there and recorded himself catching the guy. Oh, you! He got the camera and whatever, and he put it online. Wow. That goes viral.
Because people like to watch other people's relationships in flames. Wow. Which is why people watch Love Island. Wow. See that full circle. Wow. We like to see dramas on relationships, and you know what's funny? And this is the comedian part. So I can't say that actually. I was going to say something, but I'll get myself in one trouble. But it was a joke that they said to make themselves feel better. Yeah. They attend certain groups where people's lives are really bad, and they attend just to make themselves feel good.
So what you say? Right. So I know there's some Christian Love Island experts. So
I know a couple right now.
Yeah. I know something good at the social media. What's his name? My boy. I know his real name, but I can't think of his black something. I can't remember. But anyway, he's really
dedicated.
Cool guy. Yeah, every time Love Island is always on it. But he does it from a relational advice perspective. So he looks at that and he takes that and he
there's no relationship advice in there. There's nothing in there for no relationship.
I'll get the video and send it over to you.
You're gonna have to send that to me. I would love to have a conversation with him. There's no relationship.
That'll be heavy still. That'll be heavy.
That's like, when you go have like that, like you grew up on Kellogg's and then your mum comes home with that fake brand. And you're like, it's just like the same thing.
That happened to me once, man. Remember Fine Fair back in the day?
Yeah.
Fine Fair.
That's like Golden Flakes, isn't it?
No, that wasn't no flake. That was just cardboard.
Golden Flakes, and you're like, this don't look,
It's cardboard milk. Yeah. The whole heap of white sugar on it just to cover
all of it, man. Give yourself diabetes just to swallow it. Like,
use condensed milk.
Condensed milk.
And then wrap it up there still,
That's what that Love Island is, man. There's no relationship stuff in that at all. And I mean, on social, you see, I've not watched the show, but sometimes it pop up on like certain avenues where they'd be like, this person has just broken up. And I'm like, well, the show finished a year ago and then they lasted 12 months. So they lasted as long as their fame succeeded.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, it's done now. It's like, yeah, because it's practice rubbishness, man.
And you know why somebody said to me the why they watch it at the moment is because they heard that the two black people that's on it are made a beeline to each other. So they said, ooh, action! And you're thinking, that would not be the reason for me to watch it. I can watch Cosby Show to get.
It's fine now.
If I want that, I watch Cosby Show.
If I want to see that, I just go to church and bring one of my single brothers. It played out right in front of you. You know what I mean? You ain't seen no one more holy than that when a new brother comes to church and there's a lot of single ladies sitting around. Like, then again, no, I'm gonna get cussed for this one from that one. So
I know.
I'm gonna get cussed for that, and I know he's definitely gonna cuss me. But I've said it, I'm not taking it back, right?
Okay.
But
the man's truth.
That's the man's truth.
But now I think that again, I think again, if going back to the video. Again, I'll just go back to the whether you're rolled, whether you're not rolled. End of the day, so he can't force her to stay in that state to not go out with her friends. Of course, she wants to go out with her friends. Let her go out with her friends. You can't force her not to. She wants to enjoy it, and she finds a new set of friends. And a lot of times now, the marriage age is going higher, so you get more. When you're a certain age, you don't really have that circle. I get it. You know, not all my circle is Christians, or not all my circle is white or black or whatever.
Yeah.
You got to understand what's around you and where she's working, because she don't work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She might go to school and it's pure, I don't want to put it out there, it could be single moms she bumped into and whatever. So, you know what I mean? So they don't, so she wants to go out there and enjoy the music they enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, so I get that. But what him doing his research and asking a question is, you found out where she's at.
Yeah.
And then now you're going,
I'm off.
I'm gone. I'm saying, if she got from my viewpoint, I would say it's not a must, because some people do press the button like it's the button, like as soon as they press that button, they're gone. There's no trying afterwards. But if she's gone out there, and the worst thing is a STD has got involved as well. That rubs salt into another, you know, and he's just like this, I'm done. And but again, for him to put it on TikTok as well. Yeah. So as much as we're using that as content, we're using that as content, and we just criticise the whole social media thing. He's just done this. So we built this show on this whole social media. We salute you for putting it on social media, but at the same time, it shows you that he's isolated. He has no wise male counsel.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because I know wise man will be like this. Where's the video? Delete.
Done.
You know what I'm saying? Or delete your TikTok. Get off social media right now, and they'll grab you up and say, "Yo, you come and spend the time with me."
Yeah, man.
You know
I'm coming right now.
Say, we're going fishing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? We're going fishing.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? We're going up to Dovedale.
That's a Dovedale.
You're going up to some hills, and you walk it off. You walk it off. You know what I mean? We're gonna come back boxing class with me. You know what I mean? We're gonna box it out, and we're good. You know, so this is what we're saying about men know men, and I think we in our circles haven't stepped up to engage men the way they need to be engaged.
You know what? I'm gonna agree and disagree at the same time. I think we haven't stepped up, but here's what I think is the slap thing is, for those that don't get enough praise.
And they're not platformed.
So for instance, I know, and like yourself, if we're in a situation, there's guys that we could call on and be like, yo, bro, I need to talk.
100%.
You know what I mean? And there's different level of guys as well. So there's guys of general, like, bro, let me just get your opinion on this, man. Then there's ones of, you know what, bro, this is kind of happened. Then there's that kind of like naked truth situation of, bro, I'm embarrassed to even have this conversation, and it's not all the mans that I can talk to on this one. So I need to speak to you to kind of cover me, to back me, and to hold my shame, because, bro, this isn't me. This has been my situation. All right, cool. You know what I mean? Where for some guys, like my brother on this thing here, probably never even had none of those levels and thought, let's go to social media and let's get a bunch of people to come back and kind of tell me what their views are, so I can kind of make an opinion based on back of that. And I think something you said that as well that I love and I advocate for all the time is, I think guys need to have mentors. And I think the best thing a guy can ever do is, if you ain't got one, go out and find someone you trust and be part of a social group or a man's group where you've got that support.
A positive one.
Yeah, man.
And I think we were always biased towards our Christian belief, but there are some positive men who are without Christ out there that are wise.
Yeah.
I think he obviously will be biased towards being in a Christian circle, but I think for me, we ourselves have to make ourselves available.
Yeah.
I think be very careful, because when you go into relationships, the isolation is a very easy way they isolate you from.
Yeah.
The ability to know better,
Yeah.
So what men tend to do is get so maybe caught up in a relationship that they forget that they don't maintain the boys.
Yeah.
So they don't speak to the boys for 5 years, 10 years, and the next thing you know, your boy's killed himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed himself because the relationship is being so into it that he never had an outlet from a male perspective. Very trusted, because he broke them, because he's broke away and spent his time with the missus and totally focused with that and not maintained the relationships. Because I'm not saying you're meant to go out with your boys every day, far from it, you know, you can't, but at least the ability to say every few months, come, let's meet up, let's hook up, and just make a quick call. How you doing, bro? I'm there, man. Be there. Having that ability to do that.
Yeah. And you know, I would go as far as even say, I think as a wife partner, you should encourage for your partner to be in social groups. Well, positive social groups, not 100%. Ones.
Because he'll get himself into the wrong one.
Yeah. There's the wrong ones out there, but there's ones where you can be like, you know what, go in there, because there might be some people that not only can talk wisdom, but like we said before in one of our later shows, man, I think guys need that kind of camaraderie, that conversation where they can talk and be like, yo, bro, what's your thoughts on this? Me and you talk all the time on different things.
Yeah.
Some serious stuff and some stupidness.
Yeah.
And even to some people it might be like, oh, they're just bantering. But actually, I think sometimes it's building relationship of, I can have that conversation with you. Because not everyone, the conversations we have, we can go to other males, and have the same thing, because there's worried of that judgment, questioning, you know what I mean? Might go and whisper to somebody else and then that, you know what I mean? So again, it has to be certain people that you can have those conversations with to be comfortable. But
also, it's good to be around people who have failed.
Yeah, completely. I don't believe in failure personally.
No, you know, I get, 100%, because life is life.
Yeah, man.
Life is A and Z. You know what I'm saying? You know, how you get to Z is different ways. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's important, real important for us to not look at a man because he's been divorced or he's divorced or he's been in multiple relationships or he has 15 pick-me. And sit down with him and say, yo, bro, so how you do it, bro? You know what I'm saying? Because, wow, yeah, you look like you're struggling. You can say, yo, brethren, this is why, this is how, and he can give you his real life experience, rather than you judging from the outside and say, I only need somebody who's been married for 40 years, a bishop in the church, deacon this, deacon that. Not only them guys, you need that balance of guys who've gone through some stuff as well. So that's just me. I don't know, guys, hopefully, I don't know if people listening going, what the heck, these dudes are just too, they're talking like, they're just, like, this is too real.
Man, this is what I feel about. I think we're going to get even more real in some of these conversations, especially some of the guests. I mean, I did think about getting my friend on here. He's been married 3 times. I don't think he'd mind me talking. And he's in an amazing relationship now with family, kids and stuff like that. And, you know, I know some people... Is he
divorced 3 times or just married?
He's divorced twice.
And he's married, his third marriage.
And he's on his 3rd marriage now.
He's
some people... same age?
Reggae.
Yeah, and some people might be looking at it and be like, I'm not doing that married thing, man. Like, I've heard people say, if I've mashed up in marriage once, I'm never doing it again. That's stupid, because that means you're starving yourself of love because of bad decisions. You know what, we were friends, we joke about it. We go, brethren, once, okay. Twice?
Yeah. 3rd time?
Not a chance.
Bro, not 3 times. 3 times, that's reject because it's ego. It's ego. You know, it's we take on that
completely.
We take that.
on. Completely.
We take it on. We take it on to another. I think we take it on. I think publicly.
But we're built like that, though.
Yeah, publicly, I think women can move on from divorce. They move better after. No. Not saying they don't have responsibilities and they don't suffer after it, but I feel that there's something about with Christian men. There's a suffering, absolute suffering, a failure element, which is, I don't know if it's just me, that's just deadly.
But you know what, could that be because the church make you feel a particular way?
Yeah.
Because I've been married coming up to 15 years now, September. And there's been times my missus would hear it now and be like, yo, I don't think this is for us though. I think boys to men, we come to the end of the road. I'm ready to go left, man. See you later. You know what I mean? And it's been prayer and conversation that's got us through. But there's been times where, and you don't hear that enough of Christians where they're like, yo, so you've never felt like leaving away? Regular. There's been enough times to be like, yo, I don't think this is what God was meant to be. To be out there and find another wife. But then it's when you have people in your life, you can sit down and say, you know what? You thought marriage was going to be glitz and glam. You thought everything was always going to be happy. You thought the wedding day was marriage, innit? Well, I tell you, idiot. Marriage is real work, man. Like, yo, there are some days where it's good and it's bad, and you've got to deal with it, like in sickness and in health, and you get out what you put in, both of you, and you're responsible for each other.
I want a dude to come on here, man. 3 times, Bridget. I'll be like, yo, Bridget, come out here, man, because that'll get 1 million views.
Yeah, man. He's a cool guy, and you know what? Funny enough as well. If I say Christian dude, man, Christian to the coins, he's someone who.
But I forget with scriptures out, you know.
I think if you watch this now, you know exactly who he was talking about. If you're close to me from a young age, you'd know. But he's a brother of mine. Yeah,
that's good.
He's a brother of mine that he's been there for me from young and been a high influence in my life, man. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna, bro. You know who you are, so I'm looking to get you on this show very soon, and get you on there.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
That's good because you know these are the things why men commit suicide, because they don't want to face that shame.
Yeah, man.
A shame.
Shame and embarrassment is a massive killer for us as men.
Bro.
Like the absolute.
Cliff, man.
Literally,
you rather just jump a cliff.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is, you don't want to go and tell your mum. Like you feel like sometimes you going to tell your mum is the one that breaks you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, you don't want to do. And I suppose everyone's females listening and going, "What's he on about?" I'm thinking. You just don't know, man.
Yeah, man.
That heart of telling your mum you failed, you know. You know what I'm saying? And
especially if you come from a destructive household before. Where it's happened.
Yeah. Full failed. I mean, on top of that, if it's facing, I told you so. Shit, the one.
Yeah.
You're facing that kickback as well.
Yeah.
Bro. Shame breaks us, man.
It does, man. But and there's another show in that one.
Spoils you. That's well, guys. I think we're preparing for the next show here.
You know, it's funny because you said that. I can hear some ladies like, yeah, but he needs to start coming under his mum is fun and grow up and be a man. The term I hate anyway. But then there's always that thing of there's a balance. There's a balance in everything, but there's a balance in terms of, you know, like I remember Denzel Washington said it in an interview where he said a man's first love is always going to be his mum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's the first woman, for some men anyway, not all, that genuinely and cares about the well-being and the effects of that guy. No woman coming after a mum will probably ever care as much as the mum would for that guy.
You can't divorce your child.
You can't divorce your child, man. Even when they're breaking your heart and they're doing wrong and you want to box them up. And you're like, Lord, I want to give you that person back. You can't, man. So that's always, it's not a competition, but it's a benchmark. In terms of love that my child as much as, and I say it's the same for a father who loves his daughter as well, man. That's the daughter's first, in terms of daddy is the one who was my protector and this is the standard. Anything below that shouldn't be there, man.
Boy.
So if that show, to that guy's question, should you divorce your missus? No, sorry. You took the commitment, I'm taking her on in sickness and in health. Okay. And sickness isn't just a bellyache. Sickness is mental health. Sickness is all manner of things, man. And your woman went through an episode of wanting to, maybe your relationship was boring. I know it sounds harsh to say that.
Yeah.
But she wanted fun, so she went and found it in the wrong area. I don't know what you guys are doing, but you wanted to sit down and have ice cream and TV to me.
Yo,
that sounds like you don't go nowhere.
Man, it looks like we want to play a PlayStation. Like me, I could be cool. I could play a PlayStation all day long.
Yeah, man. Yo.
You know what I'm saying? You know, but then, like I said, you know, some people just function differently, and as you grow and you develop, you kind of get new habits and new loves. You know, as you go along. You know, I've been consistent in terms of myself when it comes to football, but there's other areas in my life that I've picked up over the years that have been a great passion for me. So for me, like when in my early days, when you probably see me back in the day, it's all to do with producing the music. And now it's about videography, but I can still produce. You know what I'm saying? But like, so you just evolve as a person. So my energy is into videography, not so much music production.
But a magazine, don't forget that,
yo,
you know.
Bro, and there's that, that magazine.
Yo, don't forget that magazine.
Yeah. So my passions were into that, and going through my GR Live stage with doing events and stuff. Yeah. People say, yo, when's your next event, man? I'm like, not really. I have to do one. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, if Kanye West wants to call me and we do Sunday service, let's do it, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll come out the woodwork for Kanye.
I ain't going out there.
I don't know about Kirk, but I do it for Kanye. Yeah, we still,
I'd rather come for Kirk than Kanye.
That's sell out quicker, man, for Kanye, bro. Forget, it's not about the power of the event.
Come on, stripping Wellingtons that he keeps wearing.
Yeah, I'm about the choir, bro. Let's get me that choir, bro. Sunday service choir. But definitely, I think we'll evolve and grow, and I think that, you know, that's a valid point. You know, in terms of we can look into about the shame element and how we deal with shame. You know, and even if we can get that brother on here, and hopefully on a sunny day in the UK, we get him on a sunny day in the UK, and we have a chat with him. You know what I mean? And I think that. That'd be interesting, bro. So guys, you don't realize, as much as you see me talking, this is see, I could retire off these blue shows. The better my chest will feel better. Cause I'm going like,
we got more, man. We got more to come with more.
This is sensitive. You're digging.
We love it though, man. And I think you can only go somewhere from being real. I think, you know, touching the surface isn't really going to help people. And there's people out there we know from my podcast shows, Rogers and the joint ones we've done, that people that have listened to the shows and have contacted us and said that it's made an impact on them, and they've managed to open up from conversations from it, and they're glad that we're actually highlighting some of the issues that are taboo in some situations for gym shows. So this is what we're about. We don't want to be doing shows that are just about surface level and likes. We want to be like really hitting people and using this platform to support people. So
100%.
Yeah, man. So Raj, anything more on this one?
I'm cool, bro. You just take us out, man, and let's get this uncomfortable show over and done with.
Get it done. So, brother. So, ladies and gentlemen, if your partner is on social media and going into single groups, then maybe you might want to have a conversation from now. And the main point about it is, why did you got to think about is the end of the result is my girl went out to an event and got attacked by a guy that's impacted their relationship, and now it ends. That could be yourself, and that's really you want to be having a conversation and really think about what you're doing. But anyway, we've stayed here for too long. I'm Blue, that's Roger. This is 7 Sharp. Take care. Peace. Love.
Hi, and thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, you like, and you comment, and make sure that you're sharing the videos and watching so much more. We have loads of content for you. I hope you enjoy. See you soon.